An error led Crypto.com to issue one Australian woman over $7 million. What she did with the money before they found out may surprise you.
The FBI is issuing new warnings to investors about decentralized crypto or DeFi, citing possible hacks and pump and dumps.
The Ethereum merger is nearly upon us. It's moving from a proof of work system to a proof of stake system.
New consumer protections in Singapore may make it harder for residents to invest in crypto. How could it affect the market?
And the Fed is not holding back, even with recent CPI data, and aims to continue increasing interest rates by the end of the month, all while we patiently wait for the jobs report on Friday.
We have market prices to cover, daily winners and losers to declare, and smart money moves to uncover to maximize your portfolio. All that and more on this episode of Crypto Market Today. We're your hosts. I'm Lucy Vanghouse.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. Thank you so much for joining us. But before we dive on in, why don't you give this video a like and maybe a subscription? Doing so not only helps you stay informed about the latest cryptocurrency and crypto news, but helps us to further that same goal. Let's start with a look at the markets. Bitcoin, as well as every other cryptocurrency, has been down this week. The crypto king is down 6.38% over the last 7 days and down 1.21% over the last 24 hours. The high was right around $21,400. Then a downtrend saw the prices plunge below $19,000 before settling to around $20,100. That's as of Wednesday evening. A big difference between the 52-week high of $68,990, but also not quite the low of $17,601. If history holds true, 17.7K should be the bottom of this current bear market, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin won't test those lower prices once again. Perhaps one of the biggest indicators of where Bitcoin's prices may go next is the strength of the DXY, or US dollar index. Now, the DXY has been on a bull run as of late. Since June of 2021, the value of the US dollar index is up over 17%, reaching 20-year highs in the process. In that same 14-month time span, Bitcoin's price, well, that's down 53%. If the DXY continues on its historic rise, it could mean tougher times for Bitcoin and the crypto market at large in the days and weeks ahead.
But Bitcoin wasn't the only one to suffer this week. Ethereum, the number 2 token by market cap, fell by over 7.25%, with a high of $1,722 and a low of $1,420 before settling to around $1,555, and that was reported on Wednesday evening. We can't talk about Ethereum prices without mentioning Ethereum's upcoming merge. And as it stands today, Ethereum and the crypto world is just over 2 weeks away from the much anticipated merge date, expected to be sometime between September 15th and the 17th. And the total market cap for the global crypto market is down 7% on the week and remains roughly even on the 30-day, hovering just above the $1 trillion mark.
On a list of CoinMarketCap's top 100 cryptocurrencies, EOS, which is ranked 33rd by total market cap, is the week's biggest winner. EOS is up 20% on the 7-day and is currently trading hands at $1.74. On the other side of the market, though, Filecoin, ranked 34th by total market cap, well, that's the week's biggest loser. Filecoin is down 22% on the 7-day and is currently trading hands at around $6.38. Take a look now at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Not too much to report here, as the positions of the major players remain mostly unchanged. Bitcoin remains in the number 1 spot with 39.6% of the market share. Ethereum is in second place with 18.8% market share, slight little downturn there. And Tether, or USDT, well, that's in third with 6.9% of the market share. It did see a 0.4% jump just within the last week.
And switching over to the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, which analyzes market sentiments for Bitcoin and other top cryptocurrencies, is currently at 20, indicating extreme fear. And that is prevailing the market sentiment that's down from a score of 25 last week and 30 from the week before.
Yeah, and that number unfortunately keeps on getting lower and lower as crypto winter gets colder and colder. Now, before we get into the big stories of the week, here's a quick word from our sponsor.
Today, we're offering you a very special gift, 100 free Unicoins. Unicoin is the first equity-backed, dividend-paying cryptocurrency, well-positioned to become the leader of the crypto market. In such case, your 100 Unicoins may become a $4,000 value. Unicoin was launched by Unicorn Hunters, the famous business show with stars like Steve Wozniak, the legendary co-founder of Apple, and Rosie Rios, the 43rd Treasurer of the United States of America. Simply go to unicoin.com/100 and enter the name of this YouTube channel as the code to claim your free Unicoins. Unicoin, the currency which pays you, is well positioned to win over currencies which shrink in value.
You may remember our last episode, we reported that Unicoin was jumping into its next tier, going from 10 cents to 20 cents before IPO.
And even more exciting news for our U.S. citizens that are interested in investing in Unicoin. It used to be that you had to invest $5,000 minimum as an accredited investor. Now, still had to be an accredited investor, but that has dropped down to $1,000 initial minimum investment. So now it's a great time to start investing into Unicoin.
Definitely. And if you happen to miss that 10 cents offering, if you are willing to put in $25,000 or more, well, you get a 50% discount, bringing that 20 cents down to 10 cents per Unicoin. And now on to the major crypto news stories of the week. The Ethereum merger is just around the corner. The Bellatrix upgrade, which will begin the countdown to that merge, is set to activate on September 6th, just a couple days away, with the actual merge expected to be completed by September 15th or 16th. So basically, it will reduce the computational power needed for this currency, thus reducing power demand by an estimated 99.5%. So in the bigger picture, this is a milestone event that will allow Ethereum to scale much faster and be more cost efficient. Many experts, like BitMEX founder Arthur Hayes, says that this merger will be a boom for the Ethereum prices. But if you want to buy before the merge, know that many options like Coinbase will be suspending purchases of the token during the merge. So if you don't get it now, you may have to wait until after that merge is complete.
Economists and the market are split on whether the Fed will raise the rate yet again by another 75 basis points or a reduced hike of 50. This, of course, is also reliant on how well the jobs report, which comes out on Friday, September 2nd, goes. And ADP data on Wednesday showed that the U.S. private sector added just 132,000 jobs last month, sharply missing the 288,000 goal many economists predicted. So we've all made an error typing things out, and usually spell check is there to save us, right?
Usually, and small mistakes do happen though, like using effect instead of affect, but there was one mistake by crypto.com that cost the company big time.
Tell us, Brian.
Well, an Australian woman who was expecting to receive 100 Australian dollars as a refund instead received 10,474,143 Australian dollars, or the equivalent to $7 million US. The error came with an employee accidentally entering in the woman's account number instead of the dollar amount into the payment section of the transfer. 7 months later, once Crypto.com realized the error during an internal audit, they asked for the money back. Of course, who wouldn't? They found out, though, that it had at least partially been spent. After sending a large sum of money to other accounts, she had spent nearly $1 million on a 5-bedroom mansion for her sister. Unfortunately for her, though, the court ordered her to sell the house and return the money to Crypto.com with interest, and even froze her accounts. The case is expected to resume in October.
I feel so bad for her. I know all of the money would be gone if it was I would buy everybody a house. I'd be like, Oprah, you get a house, you get a house. Yeah.
Well, you know, the funny part is this is actually contrary to another case from the US that $50 million was allowed to at least partially be kept by the recipient. And they definitely didn't have to pay the interest fees.
That's a fight I'd be willing to put up with.
Yeah.
Citing a report from blockchain analyst firm Chainalysis, the FBI says that the cybercriminals stole $1.3 billion in cryptocurrencies, almost 97% of which was stolen from DeFi platforms. And that's just between January and March of this year. Because of this, the feds are asking DeFi platforms to bolster their security measures, as well as warn investors of the dangers of investing in the DeFi space. This is an increase from 72% in 2021 and 30% in 2020, respectively. Separately, the FBI has observed cybercriminals defraud DeFi platforms by initiating a flash loan that triggered an exploit in the DeFi platform's smart contracts, causing investors and the projectors developers to lose approximately $3 million in cryptocurrency as a result of the theft. Exploiting a signature verification vulnerability in the DeFi platform's token bridge and withdrawal of all the platform's investments, resulting in approximately $320 million in losses. Manipulating cryptocurrency price pairs by exploiting a series of vulnerabilities, including the DeFi platform's use of a single price oracle, and then conducting leveraged trades by bypass slippage checks and benefited from price calculation errors to steal approximately $35 million in cryptocurrencies. The FBI suggests doing your research on a DeFi you want to invest in. Ensure they conducted one or more code audits performed by independent auditors. Be alert to DeFi investment pools with extremely limited timeframes to join. And be aware of the potential risk posed by crowdsourced solutions to vulnerability identification and patching.
Basically, just do your own research. And that's true in any financial field, in any investment, be it the stock market or especially these DeFi cryptocurrencies.
I agree.
The chief of Singapore's central bank said that they may be putting in new measures that will make it more difficult for retail investors to trade cryptocurrency. Quote, adding frictions on retail access to cryptocurrencies is an area we are contemplating, said Ravi Menon, managing director of the Monetary Authority of Singapore. And quote, they seem to be irrationally oblivious about the risks of cryptocurrency trading, end quote. Now, there have been some troubles and bankruptcy of crypto-related firms based in Singapore, many of which don't fall under the regulations or guidelines for consumer protection. The MAS will hear public feedback on its proposals in October, as many other countries, including the US, look deeper into regulation on the crypto market. Now, a lot of times when we speak about crypto, we talk about that greed versus need, and really the main focus for many investors is making that money. But Lucy and I got the chance to speak to the creators of a different type of token, one who has donated over $500,000 to charities in need all over the world.
That's right, and that token is called Milk and Butter. And on top of creating their own token and partnering with YouTube sensation Mr. Beast, they are now creating NFTs and their very own video game around the token.
Today we have joining us Christian Claypool. He is the CEO of Milk and Butter Token. As well joining us is Spencer Haywood. He's the Chief Technical Officer. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. I do want to dive on in and kind of talk a little bit about your token. Can you explain what it is and what exactly it does for charity organizations?
We started Milk and Butter initially in March of 2021 with the original Milk token, which was it was a reflection token, the likes of, say, Hoj and SafeMoon, where there's a portion of it, instead of just going to reflections or just going to that auto liquidity, there was a portion that was, reserved for charity so that we could give. And, over time we became, pretty close to different charitable organizations, and we were able to partner with them and able to, secure those donations to them and give regularly to them. And we've kind of shifted gears now to developing an NFT game that's still tied into all of our original systems, so that, no matter what these people are doing in the game, as they're utilizing the systems, whether they're directly interacting with the tokens or just interacting with the game in some way, it's still generating that money for charity, as long as there's tokens flowing.
And speaking of charity, could you tell us a little bit about your work with the Beast Philanthropy?
Yeah, we started working with Beast Philanthropy about midway through 2021 when we first got in touch with them. And we were able to, work with them quite a bit and secure a pretty large donation for them. And, they're still in the, I guess, throes of getting everything completely set up on their end. but we were able to give them a very large donation, and they ended up actually thanking us earlier this year before we became officially sponsors of Beast Philanthropy, that they thanked us that their donation was actually really allowed them to continue the project and secure a lot of food when other donors backed out, and it kind of kept them afloat. So
speaking of which, can you go over the total amount that has been donated so far, and a little bit about the different places? I believe it was Nepal that benefited from a lot of your donations.
Yeah, so we've donated a total of over $500,000. I don't know the exact amount. Our largest donation was, like I said, that $300,000 donation to Mr. Beast. And that Nepal video where you see people wearing the Milk and Butter shirts and Food for Life Global shirts as they're serving, people in need. That was from Food for Life Global, which was our first charity partner. We've given them, I believe, something to the tune of $60,000 to $80,000, and they're really effective at utilizing that money to do a lot. They're really able to kind of multiply the effect of that donations.
I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about, when people think about investing in crypto, they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to quadruple my money. Look at the way Bitcoin, surged up. I'm going to be a millionaire. But I mean, really, your coin does have the potential to grow, but really its main focus is giving back. Can you talk to me about the big difference between those two, as well as really why you started this up, and instead of it seems like you guys have a lot of knowledge, not only in game design, but also coding, and you could be doing something different, but instead you're deciding to put together this token to give back to those in need.
Right. Yeah. It was, the whole thing kind of started initially between actually me and Hayward just on the phone, kind of seeing what we could do. Like, it might be fun to break into crypto and do something. And we kind of just hashed out the idea of like, what if we just gave something back? It made it different because at the time that we launched, we were the first charity token on the Binance Smart Chain. And after that, a lot of, copycats and ones that did similar things came out. And a lot of those turned out to be, not very worthwhile investments for the people that got into those. But we've stuck around and we've continued to donate.
It's really an awesome project. And I do have to say, just for full disclosure, when I found out about it, I did throw some money towards it and invest myself, not only because it has potential to grow, but also because it helps feed people all across the world who would otherwise go hungry.
Right. I mean, how could you not want to invest in something good? It's such a nice change of pace to be reporting on something that is helping people, and it makes us feel good. It makes everybody else feel good instead of our usual fear and greed.
Yeah, definitely a change of pace. Well, if you want to check out that full interview with the creators of Milk and Butter Token, you can definitely click on the links down below.
We'll end today's episode with a little crypto arts and culture as we take a look at this week's #1 high-selling NFT. And this week's winner is Brian. Wow, you're almost better at that than I am. Okay, don't hold your breath. It is Bored Ape Yacht Club number 6588, and this NFT sold for 769 Ether, or just $1,172,958. Just a little bit.
That is quite a heavy price for that ape. It looks kind of cool though.
It does look kind of cool. I really do enjoy the art, and it is a cool ape, but I really don't understand the Bored Ape NFTs. Why are they so popular?
Yeah, I do have a little bit of information on this, Lucy. There are actually, a couple of different benefits for owning this, like exclusive online members only areas, including other millionaires, of course, as well as celebrities and entrepreneurs that you can really network with and maybe get started with a separate business, as well as free NFTs from both the Bored Ape Kennel Club and the Mutant Ape Yacht Club. The Bored Ape Yacht Club team announced that they will be collaborating with Bayak-inspired blockchain-based video game to play to earn mechanisms, as well as some in-person events that they're going to be holding too. So just good all around if you have the extra capital to spend on it.
Well, if it's on a yacht, I'll be there, but if it's in a kennel, don't count me in. And that about does it for this episode of Crypto Market Today. But before we go, keep in mind that none of this is investment advice, and every investment you make carries its own risk or potential reward. We hope that this broadcast helped you make more informed decisions, and if it did, give it a like and subscribe.
Yeah, doing so not only keeps you alerted to our future content, but also ensures that you can continue, and we can continue, to bring you the latest crypto news from around the world. But before we go, we want to reach out to you, the viewer, directly. Drop any questions that you may have about crypto, the crypto market, maybe a coin or a blockchain into the comments below. For a chance to have your question answered on next week's episode, we'll be sure to dive deep and get those questions answered for you. Thanks for joining us on this week's Crypto Market Today. We'll see you next time.